Hello everybody. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, as I really didn't think there was anything new I could add to this topic, but I'm going to talk about today the YouTube changes and a certain company's response to them. Now, if you're not aware, there have been tons of videos on this subject, but basically here's what happened. YouTube, after, let's just say, a few lawsuits with some people and networks with people who just got approved for the network partnership and couldn't follow copyright and monetized everything, some networks got sued, so YouTube made a bunch of changes. They tightened up the content ID algorithm, they split the partners into two kinds, managed and affiliate, where managed are the top dogs, they can still upload as usual, but if they get a strike or something, it affects the network, and affiliates where if they get a strike or something, the network's not liable in any way. But YouTube has to audit the channels for copyrighted material. So it's pretty much pissed off a ton of people. Some of them who overused media clips in their videos, to some of them who couldn't turn the volume down in games, to others who just pretty much got nailed with all sorts of content ID matches. Some of them were for record labels, but others were from the game developers for stuff like cutscenes. And most developers came out saying, especially after a ton of drama, including one person leaving YouTube to make his own website where he could make more money off of it. But after stuff like that, the developers came out and said, we'll let you monetize it if you appeal. However, one developer has taken a different approach. Nintendo. Why? I don't know, but Nintendo, if you're not aware, they have a pretty big fan base on YouTube. They have a ton of Let's Players who will only Let's Play Nintendo games, and Nintendo goes and they decide they're going to crack down on Content ID a few months ago. Now, YouTube just changed their Content ID system so a lot more stuff is auto-detected. Guess what happens with Nintendo? Unlike other developers where you appealed it, Nintendo would reject your appeals all the time. So then what happened was they come out and say, oh, there's a whitelist. But then a few people just got nailed with Content ID matches, tons of people. Big ones, small ones, they got nailed with Content ID matches. So, now these are partners and networks, so what they do is they email the people in charge of the networks, or managing them, asking them. So, some of these people come out and say that, oh, Nintendo loves their community so much that they are afraid that Let's Players are giving them a bad reputation, and they want to not monetizing their videos. Now, this pretty much came as a shock to many of those Let's Players who were just making Nintendo gameplay videos. But the reason I'm bringing this up is Nintendo, they're not caring about their community to the point where they're going to they're going to block appeals where other publishers flat out said, oh, you can appeal if you want it as long as it's not say by some record label. If it's by them, you can appeal it. Nintendo, they're rejecting appeals, especially on stuff like Let's Plays, where you're seeing tons of Let's Plays in Nintendo games that help their games gain popular. I mean, even if their games aren't that good, it gives them free advertising. I mean, look at Minecraft, look at DayZ, look at all those simulator games. Those all got big through Let's Plays. Now, I know it's Nintendo's right, I know they have every right to do this, but at the same time, it's kind of crappy. I mean, you don't see Microsoft or Sony, or let's use a good example, Capcom. You don't see Capcom, or another example, Arc System Works. You don't see Capcom or Arc System Works going out there when, let's just say, Evo has a tournament and saying, oh, you can't stream our games. Nintendo did just that. A few months ago, there was some fighting game tournament, Evo, which is a big tournament where professionals play fighting games, they go out there and they shut the stream down, and they had to say, oh, we're doing a different stream. And it took a while for Nintendo to give the green light after the backlash spread over the internet, and they said, oh, we'll let you do it anyway. But this isn't the first time Nintendo's done it. I mean, just look at the Evo incident. And you know, the thing is, because of stuff like that, Nintendo just isn't a gamer-friendly company. They're still out of touch with modern gamers. I mean, you know, I say Pokemon's not a competitive game. Even if they somehow made it competitive, why would MLG or something host a tournament when they know Nintendo could just say, oh, here's a cease and desist order because you're hosting our game? It wouldn't be a good idea to host Pokemon when stuff like that could happen. Or other stuff, like, let's just say, they make a new Smash Brothers. It wouldn't be as good of an idea to host, like, a Smash Brothers tournament anymore, because Nintendo could just say, oh, we're shutting you down, you're not allowed to do this, but you can go to our official tournaments where we'll make you buy the newest game every week. And, honestly, I just can't support Nintendo when they're not that much of a gamer-friendly company. I mean, sure, I might have varying opinions on the whole YouTube thing, but the fact is, Nintendo just, here's something else. They're trying to shut down Twitch streams too. I heard one of the YouTube partners who had connections with Nintendo said they're going to shut down Twitch streams. And guess what games are popular on Twitch? Nintendo games. That's pretty much not a good idea if you want to reach out to your audience by shutting people down because they're helping advertise your game. I mean, I might not like Let's Players in general, sure, I might think many of them are dumb, but at least some of them make games popular. I mean, even if the games aren't that good, they make them popular. I mean, look at Nintendo games. I mean, Mother 3, that game's popular through Let's Players. Another game popular, Pokemon ROM hacks, popular with Let's Players. And all sorts of other stuff popular through Let's Players. But honestly, I mean, sure, there's still going to be people who Let's Play the games for the fun of it. And as long as they don't shut those people down, I'm good. But if they start shutting those people down, like actually filing claims and not just content IDing, then it's really going to be bad. But all in all, those are just some random thoughts on the subject. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.